Do you have supercharged Corvette dreams, but only a radio flyer budget? Have you dreamed of that high horsepower burnout machine, but can't manage a one-wheel peel? Well, we are here to show you the way to the machine of your dreams at a pace and a price you can afford. It only takes planning, research, and a lot of wrenching. Stay tuned while Spare Parts Garage plans its next project. Yes, we understand how assumptions go. However, we are assuming that you have some basic tools. Maybe some power tools. You need a place to work.
Be it ever so humble, there's no...
A friend to help you out occasionally. You need a jack. But two is better. You also have to have a plan on how to move big parts around. You can find everything you need at Harbor Freight. Now that that's over with, let's get started. New technology for Spare Parts Garage. We wanted to talk to everybody about some of the projects that we've got going on in the garage and a new project. So how you doing, big brother?
I'm doing great.
I've learned from you in your project management, PMP lifestyle, and am ready to apply that to a project.
Big Daddy PMPN all the time.
What we'd really like to do is do a budget-minded project. It needs to be as cheap as we can possibly get it. We are willing to use used parts. We're going to barter for parts, trade parts, whatever we can do to piece something together. It's going to have to be LS based because that's what we know the most about. We would like to throw a 4L80 behind it, so low 11s, is our goal. If we can get 350 to the wheels plus 150 shot of nitrous, 500 to the wheels, something that's going to be good.
There's go-go right there. Yeah, I'm with you.
The weight on a stripped down single cab short bed S10 is a little over 3,000. My chunky ass weighs anywhere from 190 to 215 depending on what time of year it is. Gasoline is 7 pounds a gallon. Keep the weight down. I don't know if the Hoopty Challenge is even going to be running this year because we are in the midst of a pandemic. What? Yeah, I know. Watch the news.
That's next year though. That's 2021. 2020 is off the books, okay? So get it. But it's over and done with. So now we're looking to next year.
Yeah, but it's January of 2021, and that dumpster fire of 2020 may still be smoldering. The other goal that we have in the project, which is to spend no money out of pocket in the long run. That was the whole point in us building Sparky the engine stand. That we could,
oh yeah, that's why we did that.
Yeah, so that we can pick up motors from wrench apart, clean them up a little bit, put them on the engine stands, make sure that they run, and then sell those motors. One of the most important tips that we can pass along is to set a realistic timeline. Remember, this is supposed to be a hobby. Nobody wants to be stressed out by timeline. Choose a realistic timeline, take your time, understand that it's going to cost more money and take more time. Be prepared for that.
So we've got...
I want it running in October.
Okay.
It is September 2nd. I want it running in October.
All right. Running in October. Sounds ambitious.
It's extremely
I think we
ambitious.
Can happen.
It is more.
It's October 17th, Saturday morning.
It is Halloween weekend. And
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Time for an ombre update. Good morning and welcome to December. Merry day after Christmas. Yep.
October. That's 1 month.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
2 thumbs up.
The difficulty with the Phoenix all along, I started this project, good Lord, it's been almost 4 years ago now. And my difficulty, as with a lot of my previous projects, is that I do a lot of what we call in the field of psychology magical thinking. So I'm gonna buy this project, and I'm magically going to come up with the money along the way to finish it and make it beautiful. I've basically rebuilt this car 3 times at this point, and just kind of be a running, driving. I wasn't going to change the cosmetics of it all that much, and just wanted to do an LS swap and get it going. Well, why don't I just go ahead and go turbo? I wanted to do that anyway. So bought a turbo, exhaust manifolds.
That was the second life.
Yeah. Mike and I pulled another 5.3 on. Also put a 4L80 behind it.
So the Phoenix is on its 3rd life now. It has risen from the ashes.
Yes.
This is the 3rd time. And 3 is the charm.
And what started off as a budget.
Magic in the number 3.
It was initially started as a budget project. I've got I don't really want to know at this point how much I've spent on that car. So. And
I tell you, it's that's a perfect example what happens with scope creep, because really what happened was your scope changed, like 3 times.
Yeah.
So and that happens, and it's okay as long as you can manage it. And
For there lies the path to ruin.
Hey guys, when it comes to your first hot rod, we suggest a belly button hot rod. You might ask why? Well, they have a ton of aftermarket support. There are a lot of examples on YouTube for you to follow, and you can still make your car stand out, but remember, we are on a budget here. Comment below on other belly button hot rods that we missed. Let's make an exhaustive list for the other guys that are new to the hobby. Thought about a bunch of different platforms. It was going to have to be cheap AF, a real belly button hot rod, something that has been done over and over and over. Talked about Fox body. G body was probably going to be out of our price range, because if we get a hold of one, at this point they're more than 30 years old and they need everything. What we ended up finding was one of the S10 variants, a 2000 Isuzu Hombre. It's an S10 clone. They were all made at the same Louisiana plant. Found it on Craigslist about 45 minutes from my house for the grand price of $250. It is worth every penny at $250. I wouldn't have paid any more than that. When we start a new project, I always like to start with a spreadsheet and really do my research. Gives you the opportunity to build the car a couple of different ways. In this instance, we've got naturally aspirated as well as a turbo price. And you can go through and build the car a couple of different ways and then total it at the end. And it helps you really keep track, stay within your budget. You can also learn a ton from YouTube. Find folks that are working on the same kind of project that you are and do your best to learn from their mistakes.
So do you think there's some voodoo in that Isuzu? Is it possible that there's some voodoo in there? Can it be done for $3,000?
It can, but we are going to have to be very judicious about how we spend that money. We need to make a decision. We need to decide whether we want to go naturally aspirated with possibly 150 shot of nitrous versus going turbo. I love turbo setups. It would take a lot of fabrication, and it's also going to take a
lot of work, a lot of cutting, a lot of measuring,
a lot of time.
So how about the build on the nitrous setup? What's involved there?
The nitrous system that I'm looking at is a Holley Sniper system. It's just a bolt-on. It has 2 solenoids, one for fuel and one for nitrous. You tee into the fuel line. You have to run power to it all. You have to run a line. We mount the tank in the bed of the truck, probably get a a toolbox or something that we can mount in the bed and then put the tank
Sure.
inside that.
Simpler build,
Yep.
less time,
Yep.
less time under the hood, more time in the seat. The faster that we can pull it all together, not to say cut corners, but the quicker we can get it all together, the faster we can get it out there and start shaking it down.
Yep. Agreed. So I guess we've just made our decision. We're going to go naturally aspirated and go with a nitrous setup.
Wow, that was easy. I didn't know I had so much influence.
Well, you do. You make a good point there. Traction bars are a must. The Caltrax, we can't do without that.
For sure, I'm with you.
That S10 truck is so light in the back. If we don't get that thing to squat and move, then
all over.
We'll make lots of power and just lots of smoke is what will end up happening. The torque converter, it would help, but out of everything else that we've got going on and the big ticket items, I would say that it's probably something that we can do without.
Torque converter is a strong want.
And it's a compromise, but I think it'll help keep us closer within our budget.
Started talking about order of operations, plan on doing the build and doing the pre-check on the 5.3 that we're going to drop in there. That's a good idea.
I have order of operations. I'm
you've already got
ready
it?
to go.
What?
It's
Excellent. So we've got...
No plan is complete without order of operations. We always like to get the motor first so that we've got enough space to go through and rehab it, through change gaskets, gap rings, everything that we need to do. We always go to Wrench Apart for our engines. It costs us about a little over $200. Then it's all about collecting parts. Here at the Spare Parts Garage, our power plant of choice is the LS and the 4L80 combination. We also trust the tried and true recipe of the Don't BS Me build, brought to you by the raccoon himself, Matt Happel. Price to power is really hard to beat. We hear lots of complaints of, come on, another LS swap, everybody's doing it. And I say, exactly. It just means more aftermarket support and a cheaper project. Okay guys, I hope this video has been helpful. Spend the time, do the planning, plan out a budget, plan out your order of operations, and you should be able to come out the other end with a hot rod that you can be proud of. I hope this has been helpful. If you have found it helpful, go ahead and click the subscribe button at the bottom. Go ahead and follow along with the Spare Parts Garage as we build the Bad Hombre. We are hoping to go low 11s. If they will crank up the Hoopty Challenge again, that is our goal. So follow along and we will get there eventually.
And how was your first drive in the Hombre?